Once again, Cosmo the Cougar has performed another viral stunt, and this thing was crazy. It feels like every year, Cosmo continues to up the ante when it comes to crazy mascot stunts, and it made me want to look into the history of Cosmo, the mascot, and what it takes to be the craziest mascot in sports. It also makes me curious about his training regimen. So, like I told Cole Adams I was going to do last week, here we are. BYU Cosmo the Cougar, take me through your training regimen, because it is wild what you are able to do. Let's go through the history of Cosmo the Cougar. But before we get into this, if you enjoy the college football content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'm planning to release multiple videos a week this season. Also, let me know who you think the craziest mascot is in all of college sports in the comments section below. In 1923, BYU would choose to make the Cougar their mascot due to the animal being native to Utah and it exemplifying the traits Eugene L. Roberts, a coach and faculty member at the time, hoped their athletes would compete with at the time. These traits included but were not limited to strength, agility, grace, quickness, and beauty. In 1925, BYU brought in 2 live cougars that they purchased for 50 cents to serve as the mascot. The cougar kittens were kept on the south side of Temple Hill until 1929 when they managed to break out of their cage, sending out a cry from the faculty, "The Cougars are out." This incident led to lyrics being created in the fight song in 1932 that said, "Rise and shout, the Cougars are out." In 1930, one of them died of natural causes and the other was sent to a zoo in Salt Lake City. Since then, there has not been a live cougar on BYU's campus full time, but cougars have been brought to campus from time to time for special occasions and sporting events until the 60s. Cosmo would be created on October 15, 1953, flying into Lavelle Edwards Stadium on a parachute. Glad his antics date back to his creation. Dwayne Stevenson, the PEP chairman of BYU, bought the costume for $73 and persuaded his roommate Daniel T. Gallego to wear it, becoming the first Cosmo. The reason the name Cosmo was chosen was because BYU had recently been labeled a cosmopolitan school. Cosmo quickly became popular and would stick around to this day. Clive Moon and Ray Pope would follow Gallego as the Cougars mascot, and the first female Cosmo appeared in 1956 when Peggy Heron Mortensen shared the role with Ray Pope. To fit in the costume, Peggy wore padding and slipped on her own shoes inside the ones attached to the suit. According to the Cosmo the Cougar website, BYU president Ernest L. Wilkinson once put on the costume at a pep rally. Lavelle Edwards, the legendary football coach for the Cougars, wore the Cosmo costume during the final season's basketball game against Utah in 1981. For the first 40 years, Cosmo was not allowed to do any flips or tricks, and the Cougars' main job was simply to cheer. In 1976, Cosmo began dunking the basketball as it led the team out of the locker room before the game. An opposing team's coach was once overheard saying, "Man, their mascot dunking? We're in trouble." During the Miracle Bowl, Cosmo ran onto the field to help referees pull players off tight end Clay Brown, and throughout the 1990s, the costume became too big and bulky to even interact with fans. In 1997, Cosmo would have a complete redesign, reducing the size of the head, which provided the person wearing the costume more range of motion and the ability to perform more daring stunts. This was explained on September 2nd, 1997 by BYU's athletic media relations team that while hunting red-tailed hawks, rival Utah's mascot, in Rock Canyon, Cosmo fell 100 feet. Several students saw the fall, however, and fortunately called Utah Valley Search and Rescue, which performed emergency surgery on Cosmo. This allowed Cosmo to begin doing flips, walk on stilts, ride motorcycles, and perform slam dunks. The university wanted Cosmo to be a character, an important part of BYU, not just a person playing a mascot, so the people who wear the costume are under strict rule to not reveal their identity during their time as a student. Former mascot Aaron G. McGavick told the Daily Universe, "It's very like Bruce Wayne and Batman. Knowing that it's my job as a student, I was just like everyone else, but at various events, Cosmo got to be the center of attention and the cougar that everyone looks for entertainment." According to McGavick, even his parents didn't know he was the BYU mascot. In 2017, Cosmo became known around the college football world when he danced with the Cougarettes during a halftime performance at the homecoming game against Boise State, which had the stadium go wild. Cosmo continues to perform with the Cougarettes and also regularly collaborates with the BYU dunk team as well. Cosmo also has his own van known as the Cosmobile, which includes 1600 watt 12 speaker stereo system, a variety of specialty lights on the top, blue neon underglow lights, several sirens, and a cordless public address system, and many more accessories. Having to attend over 600 functions a year, this allows the mascot to travel in style while keeping his identity private with 4 sets of suits available to be worn in the van. The Cosmobile is also the transportation of choice for the Cosmo Dunk Team trailer. This trailer is rigged with the hoop that the team uses while during parades around Utah County. So how does one become the Cosmo mascot? Stephen Millard, who was the mascot through 2020, told KSL Sports, "The first hour of tryouts is physically testing. So you're maxed out on everything. Max push-ups, max pull-ups, max everything to make you super tired and test your endurance. The next 2 hours, we were breakdancing, dancing, testing our ability to flip and hit the trampolines. Our endurance was tested because as Cosmo, wearing the mask and suit, it's extremely hot. It's difficult to breathe and it's difficult to see. So the testing really simulates the experience of being Cosmo." Throughout its history, Cosmo has ridden a bull, ridden a motorcycle, and has jumped through a flaming hoop. Watching the stunts Cosmo has performed over the past few years has truly fascinated me, and I would love to spend a day training like Cosmo. Like I said in the beginning of this video, I want to train like Cosmo for a day, so BYU, let's make this thing happen. But what do you think? Who is the craziest mascot in college sports? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out one of my other videos YouTube thinks you will love right here. Don't forget to leave a like and to subscribe for more college football content. And thank you so much for watching, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.